What down with the YouTube? It's Marty 2 Major, and I'm back with another reaction video. Today we gonna be reacting to 9 causes of real life violence that will leave you speechless. You hear me? We gonna see what they talking about. We gonna dive right into it. Y'all go watch it with me. Let's go. Shit, we in for a long ride. Let's see what they talking about.
2 days before the murder, Joshua Davis sent a message to a friend saying, "Don't say anything, but you may just owe me a breakfast."
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the most bizarre, shocking, and moronic factors that contributed to people committing terrible, violent, criminal acts.
Every day I live with, the knowledge that I took the lives of children.
Criticizing flatulence. In 2020, while at a friend's house in Wichita Falls, Texas, Christopher Ragsdale broke wind as he and his partner were alone in a room. His partner then described the scent as horrible, and Ragsdale took her offhand comment personally, to the point that he physically attacked her. Thankfully, the friend that they were visiting then appeared, causing Ragsdale to move away. But when the friend tried to get their car keys to leave with the partner and take her to safety, Ragsdale attacked his victim again. Once more, the incident was fortunately broken up. The police soon arrived, and Ragsdale was arrested and charged for assault.
Christopher Ragsdale is in the Wichita County Jail on an assault charge.
Wanting an actor's attention. After watching the 1976 movie Taxi Driver, John Hinckley Jr. became obsessed with Jodie Foster, who was a child during filming. After sending endless letters, calling her, and moving to live close to her, Hinckley decided to take another extreme approach in his disturbing bid to impress Foster.
Dear Jodie, there is a definite possibility that I will be killed in my attempt to get Reagan.
In 1981, in Washington, D.C., he attempted to assassinate the then U.S. President Ronald Reagan. Reagan, the Secret Service agent Tim McCarthy, the policeman Thomas Delahanty, and Reagan's press secretary James Brady were all injured in the attack.
And I heard some noise and I thought it was firecrackers.
While no one died at the time, the injuries Brady sustained did result in his later death in 2014. In 1982, Hinckley was found not guilty by reason of insanity and sent to a psychiatric hospital. In 2016, he was conditionally released. Hinckley had all conditions removed in 2022.
I apologize for what I've done, for what I did 41 years ago.
Sports team rivalry. Unfortunately, there are many examples of when sports rivalries turn deadly. In one infamous case, in 2013, the MLB LA Dodgers took on the San Francisco Giants in San Francisco, California. After the game, Dodgers fan Jonathan Denver was walking with his family near the Giants stadium when they came across a group of Giants supporters, including one Michael Montgomery.
Saying his son's friend was wearing a Giants hat when the victim, Jonathan Denver, yelled, "Giants suck."
With conflicting accounts of what instigated the confrontation, an argument erupted as the rival fans exchanged insults.
Police believe it had something to do with the Giants-Dodgers rivalry.
Next, a physical fight broke out, and during it, Montgomery fatally stabbed Denver. In 2014, with a lack of witness accounts and evidence to the contrary, the criminal case against Montgomery was dropped, as the killing was declared an act of self-defense.
There is no place at these games for violence.
Wanting a gig ticket. In 2008, Robert Lyons was livid at his 61-year-old mother, Linda Bullock, who he lived with in Carroll Stream, Illinois. He wanted to get skybox tickets for an upcoming Avril Lavigne show, but Bullock wouldn't contact her friend to arrange it, so Lyons snapped. He grabbed a glass bottle and struck his mother before turning a knife on her. He then
Grabbed the glass bottle and struck his mother. What dude thinking? What was going through his head? That's something we'll never know, but we're gonna have to find out.
poured chemicals on her before leaving. Bullock didn't survive the attack. After shopping for hours and hanging out at a nearby Hooters, Lyons was eventually found and arrested by the police. In 2012, Lyons, who had a history of mental health issues, was found guilty of murder and sentenced to 40 years in jail. Using a phone in the cinema. In 2014, U.S. Navy veteran Chad Olson and his wife Nicole Olson were at a cinema in Wesley Chapel, Florida, to watch the Mark Wahlberg movie Lone Survivor. Retired police officer Curtis Reeves and his wife were also there. During the trailers, Reeves was angry that Olson was using his cell phone, telling him to turn it off. After the ex-cop Reeves complained to staff, Olson reportedly threw popcorn at him. This caused Reeves to take out a firearm and shoot, wounding Olson and ending Chad Olson's life.
And just to think that in the blink of an eye, my whole world just got shattered into a million pieces.
Claiming he acted in self-defense, Reeves' trial for murder was in 2022. The jury ultimately acquitted the former cop.
As soon as he turns away, then he's no longer a threat.
In response, Nicole created the Olson Family Foundation to support children affected by firearms violence.
To me, no justice was not done.
A dare to win breakfast. In 2010, 16-year-old Joshua Davies was with friends when the conversation turned to his former girlfriend, Rebecca Aylward. During the talk, he mentioned a plan to fatally poison her. In response, his friends, reportedly believing that Davies was joking, said that they would buy him breakfast at his favorite cafe if he did it.
It was claimed one friend offered to buy him breakfast if he went through with it.
Davies reportedly referred back to this dare in the following days, before he did lure Aylward to some woods near the town of Bridgend in Wales.
The court heard she thought there was a possibility they'd be getting back together. She'd bought new clothes and was wearing them for the occasion.
There, Davies inflicted a brutal and violent attack, taking her life and leaving her body. He attempted to cover his tracks over the next few hours. After Rebecca's body was found, Davies was arrested. In 2011, he was sentenced to life with a minimum of 14 years. In 2017, he admitted that he did commit the murder.
Rebecca believed in the justice system, and today justice has been served. Thank you.
Not being thanked. In 2003, Fergus Glenn and his brother, Craig Glenn, were in the midst of a decaying relationship. The pair had reportedly fallen out time and time again and were known to get into physical fights on occasion. One evening, however, the feud took a deadly turn. They both had dinner together at their parents' house in New Zealand. However, Fergus was soon furious that Craig hadn't thanked him for making the meal. After stewing for a while, Fergus attacked a sleeping Craig with an axe in the early hours of the following morning.
Attacking with an axe? You could have had anything in your basement. You decided to have an axe. You could have had a shotgun, anything, but you got an axe in your basement. What did you doing, killing raccoons? Oh no, y'all.
Craig was killed in the violence. After pleading guilty, Fergus was sentenced to life in jail with a minimum of 10 years. In 2019, after multiple denials, he was granted parole. Not liking Mondays. On a Monday morning in January 1979, children were waiting to be let into Grover Cleveland Elementary School in San Diego, California. Suddenly, shots rang out. 9 people were injured, while the principal, Burton Ragg, and custodian, Mike Sukar, were killed as they attempted to protect students. It was quickly determined that the shooter was teenager Brenda Spencer, who was firing from her nearby home. As she barricaded herself inside, she spoke to a journalist on the phone. In a chilling moment, she told them that she had done it because she didn't like Mondays. Before continuing, this livens up the day. Spencer eventually surrendered and was arrested. In 1980, she pleaded guilty to the charges and was sentenced to 25 years to life.
Spencer, who had pleaded guilty, showed little emotion during the 10-minute court session.
The crime was later immortalized in the song I Don't Like Mondays by the British band the Boomtown Rats.
Tell me why I don't like Mondays. Tell me why.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified.
At the same time, because it was slowing down his connection when he wanted to play on his Xbox. So Kevin changed the password, which caused his mother to confront him and threaten to take his console.
16-year-old Kevon Watkins was arguing with his mom because he changed the Wi-Fi password to play video games.
Kevin's sister, Alexis Watkins, stepped in to try to calm the situation, but instead, Kevin grabbed his sister and put her in a chokehold. When the police arrived more than 10 minutes later, Kevin still had Alexis in the hold. She didn't survive.
Deputies say she was still in the chokehold when they arrived on scene.
In 2000,
come on, Kevin, why is you putting your sister in a chokehold? Then you had her in the chokehold for so long, she ain't even survived. You feel me? Man, be quiet, Bells.
19, Kevin was found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment. He appealed the conviction, but in 2022, the original sentence was upheld. What's your verdict on all of these shocking cases? Let us know below.
When they told her they couldn't, she jumped behind the counter and got violent.
Check out these other clips from...
Kevin got violent too, wanting to put people in chokeholds. You hear me? But it's more than too major and I'm checking out. I don't got too much to say because I'm going to get heated.